intervention I want to talk about is around facilitating the access of farmers to knowledge and information that can really then help them improve their farming practice. Now, the usual route for that in most agricultural settings is through what we call extension services. That's either from a government service like the Department of Agriculture, where they have trained up experts who go out and give advice to farmers on how they should be farming and provide information on, say, for instance, what the seasonal climate is going to look like. So, and then the farmers can, and then associated with that, advice on what particular crops they might want to plant given the likely rainfall outcome for that season. The other type of extension one gets is through commercial companies. And there's two kinds of extension one gets through that. The first is if a farmer is selling a particular crop to an agribusiness, so say a farmer is growing cotton, then often the cotton company that's buying the cotton from the farmer will actually have extension officers who come out and help the farmer to grow cotton. So that's kind of a you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back kind of situation where by giving good advice, the farmers produce better quality cotton, and that really helps the company. So they're going to be giving advice that really help them sell, which might not be on balance the best advice for the farmer. So if we move now to looking at government extension officers, what we've seen across Africa, probably just about every African country, is a deterioration in the quality of government extension services. And that's quality both in terms of the number of staff who are available to give advice on the ground to farmers and the quality of the advice. So there's very little or very rare that you see sort of an upskilling or a reskilling of these technical advice, these technical advisors. So they're essentially using knowledge that they got when they were at a university or a technical college 20 years ago and not bringing on board new information, new techniques, etc. So a critical intervention really in the what I'd call the sort of the agricultural knowledge system process is to rebuild and enhance these advisory services. We really need more extension officers and extension officers who are continually given updated training opportunities to really cope with the emerging opportunities that are available for enhancing productivity in these African farming systems. An emerging opportunity is also around, for want of a better word, digital advice systems. So the type of ways we can provide information to farmers has really been revolutionized by the arrival of mobile phones and the internet. So if you look at Africa 10 or 15 years ago, the average farmer, if they were lucky, might have had a radio. Otherwise, an extension officer would have had to drive for 3 days to get out into a field and give advice. Now, just at the press of a button, you can send information by mobile to these farmers. And there are many examples of mobile technology being used to provide this kind of extension information. So both weather forecasts and longer term, what we call seasonal outlooks, particular on-farm advice about when to plant, what to plant, how to deal with particular pest outbreaks, and even market information so that the farmer is made aware of what the price is for tomatoes in the local market, and they can decide when to harvest and take their produce to market. Now, the important thing is that that's really powerful technique because it can bring information to many people all at once rather than having to wait for an extension officer to come to your farm, which might happen once a season. But it can't replace the power of on-farm visits. So having an extension officer come to your farm and help you with testing your soil or planning your sort of next expansion of your farming system is also really important. So we need to find ways of bringing the digital technology together with the face-to-face kind of advice and getting the best of both worlds. The one isn't going to replace the other. We really need to build and strengthen both of them together.